Welcome to Lesson 2.2. We are returning to the concept of the 5 elements, but today we are going much deeper. Merely knowing what the elements are is like knowing the ingredients in a kitchen, but not knowing the recipe. To actually cook, to actually change the energy of a home, you must understand the interactions. The most fundamental interaction is called the productive cycle, or in Chinese, the Sheng cycle. You can think of this as the circle of creation, or the circle of support. In this cycle, one element gives its energy freely to create the next, much like a mother gives birth to and nurtures a child. In fact, in classical feng shui, we explicitly call this the mother-child relationship. This relationship is the secret to enhancing energy without being aggressive. When we want to strengthen a specific part of your life, we rarely just add the element associated with that area. Instead, we look to the mother element to feed it. Let us walk through this cycle step by step so you can visualize the flow of nature. We start with water. Water is the source of life to nature. Rain falls and nourishes the plants and forests. Therefore, water feeds wood. If you have a plant and you do not water it, it dies. So, water is the mother of wood. Next, we look at wood. When we need to build a fire, we need fuel. We add logs to the flame. Therefore, wood feeds fire. The wood sacrifices its physical form to create the brightness and heat of the fire. So, wood is the mother of fire. As the fire burns, it eventually consumes the wood and dies down. What is left behind? Ash and dust. This ash settles onto the ground and becomes part of the soil. Therefore, fire creates earth. It transforms matter into density. So, fire is the mother of earth. Deep within the earth, over thousands of years, pressure and heat compress the soil and rock. This process creates veins of gold, silver, and iron. Therefore, earth produces metal. The earth protects and hides these minerals until they are ready. So, earth is the mother of metal. Finally, we come to the interaction that often confuses students the most. How does metal produce water? Think of a cold metal surface on a humid day. What happens? Condensation forms. Water droplets appear on the surface as if by magic. Historically, the ancients also observed that water runs off the high metal mountains and that minerals enrich the water. Therefore, metal holds and produces water, completing the circle. Why is this detailed breakdown so important for your practice? Because this is how we cure a weak area in a home. Let's say you have identified that the south sector of your living room represents your reputation and fame. The element of the south is fire. If you feel your reputation is weak, or you are invisible at work, the direct approach is to add fire elements, red colors, or lights. However, the stronger, more sophisticated approach is to use the productive cycle. You would add wood plants or green colors to that sector. By adding wood, you are feeding the fire. You are giving the fire fuel to burn brighter and longer. This is much more sustainable than just trying to force the fire to burn on its own. Understanding the productive cycle allows you to be a nurturer of the environment. You are not forcing energy, you are feeding it. In our next lesson, we will look at the flip side of this coin. What happens when elements fight? We will examine the controlling cycle.